Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's head outside, take a look outside our weather window from this afternoon and talk about a spectacular shot looking back at the Wenatchee Valley. This provided by our Sky-Fi tower camera up on Badger Mountain in the shadows and the snow and the Columbia River in the middle of your screen, making for a beautiful shot. You could tell it was cooler out there today. We are seeing more of a northwest flow of air, and that made for a cooler day today. And here's a look forward through our February. As far as monthly temperatures go on the left side of your screen, we could be below normal throughout the month. This according to the National Weather Service. And as far as precip goes, it looks like about normal for the month of February ahead. And we'll talk more specifically the next week or so in your weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Confluence Health has added more details to its daily reports on patients being treated for COVID-19 at Central Washington Hospital. New vaccination data shows just over 15% of Wenatchee Valley kids ages 5 to 11 have been fully vaccinated for COVID-19. And 35 criminal cases have been delayed so far as Douglas County deals with the COVID-19 pandemic and the loss of its public defender contract. But first, our top story tonight, the prosecution of an alleged gang member charged with the June 5th shooting outside an East Wenatchee home can still go forward despite complaints that police have been slow to provide needed evidence. Douglas County Judge Brian Huber on Monday refused to dismiss first-degree assault charges against 36-year-old Armando Valdez Godina, who's one of 5 people accused of taking part in a gang-related shooting that left one man wounded. Godina's defense attorney argued the case should be thrown out because East Wenatchee police took 5 months to provide body cam footage, photos, recorded interviews, and phone data. She says many other documents still haven't been turned over to the defense. Godina is now set for another court hearing on February 14th. He's charged alongside fellow defendants Jorge Reyes, Juan Arturo Bolonas, Justino Omar Brito, and Gustavo Pina Guana. Confluence Health has added more details to its daily reports on patients being treated for COVID-19 at Central Washington Hospital. In addition to numbers on COVID patients not fully vaccinated and fully vaccinated, there now is information on how many of the vaccinated have had a booster shot. And a distinction has been made between patients who were hospitalized for COVID-19 and those hospitalized with the virus. Hospitalized with the virus means they checked into the hospital for another issue but then tested positive for COVID-19. Here we go. As of Monday, there were 32 COVID-19 patients at Central Washington Hospital, with 17 of those patients not fully vaccinated, 12 fully vaccinated, and 3 fully vaccinated with a booster. 5 of the 12 fully vaccinated patients went to the hospital for other issues and then tested positive. New vaccination data shows just over 15% of Wenatchee Valley kids ages 5 to 11 have been fully vaccinated for COVID-19. The 2-dose Pfizer vaccine was approved for use in young children last October. 4 months later, State Department of Health numbers show about 1,800 kids in Chelan County have received both shots, or about 18% of that age group. Meanwhile, in Douglas County, the figure is 830 children, or 13%. Across Washington, the rate of full vaccination for children is about 25%. Health officials continue to recommend that vaccination is the best way to prevent severe illness from COVID-19. The Chelan Douglas Health District offers pediatric vaccines each Saturday at Lincoln Elementary School. Well, 35 criminal cases have been delayed so far as Douglas County deals with the COVID-19 pandemic and the loss of its public defender contract. All those cases were due to have hearings yesterday, but Judge Brian Huber's order to halt trials until at least March due to the Omicron surge led to their cancellation. Last month, Douglas County also turned down an expensive contract bid for legal services for indigent suspects and says it will establish its own Office of Public Defense by April. The Superior Court has been hard-pressed to provide social distancing during trials and jury deliberations, largely due to the age and design of the Waterville Courthouse. Last year, the court used the Waterville Fairgrounds for some trials, but Douglas County says that won't be an option after March. Coming up next, Wenatchee High School sports medicine students become the first in the nation to have a case study accepted by the National Athletic Trainers Symposium. After being closed for just short of 2 years because of the COVID-19 pandemic, Grant County PUD has reopened its customer service offices to the public. And the city of Wenatchee is bidding farewell to its parking enforcement officer who is retiring after 7 years on the job. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve. The right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Welcome back. In another news, Wenatchee High School sports medicine students became the first in the nation to have a case study accepted by the National Athletic Trainers Symposium. Their case study, entitled Post-COVID Long Hauler Syndrome in a Female Recreational Athlete, follows the case of a young woman dealing with the after effects of contracting COVID. Their case study competed in a blind review with those submitted by master's and doctoral students as well as university professors. The students involved are all seniors and include Lindsay Blakeney, Nick Duke, Elise Long, and Anna Russ. The National Athletic Trainers Association Symposium will be held June 28 through July 1st in Philadelphia. The Wenatchee High School sports medicine team are the only high school students in the nation to have a case study accepted for this prestigious conference. Wenatchee High School sports medicine instructor and head athletic trainer Dale Blair was selected to give a featured lecture at the NATA National Clinical Symposium. Congratulations. Well, after being closed for just short of 2 years because of the COVID-19 pandemic, Grant County PUD has reopened its customer service offices to the public. That includes offices in Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, and Royal City. During the closure, PUD customers have contacted the PUD through its customer service call center, while power crews, dam workers, and other PUD workers have continued on their normal schedules. On March 10, 2020, the PUD was one of the first public agencies to close its doors to the public after a PUD contractor tested positive for the virus, one of the region's first cases. On March 16, 2020, the PUD shut down access to its boat launches, campgrounds, and day-use facilities. The boat launches reopened on May 8th and the campground and day-use facilities June 1st of that year. Well, in other news, the city of Wenatchee is bidding farewell to its parking enforcement officer who is retiring after 7 years on the job. Prior to taking the job as parking enforcement officer, Mike Syria spent 20 years as a Wenatchee Police Reserve officer. Wenatchee Police Steve Crown said Syria, in his odd-looking vehicle, has been an ambassador of sorts to the downtown area. Many people love to see the tall guy with a big smile out and about, while others just wanted to get to their vehicles before he could. Crown said over the years, Syria donated thousands of hours to the citizens of the Wenatchee Valley, including providing security for events like the Apple Blossom Festival. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's features story, Governor Jay Inslee went before the State Senate Elections Committee on Friday, testifying in favor of his own bill to criminalize false statements by candidates and elected officials about the voting process. Inslee proposed the bill in response to the events of January 6th last year, when partisans stormed the Capitol and the governor's mansion. During the same hearing, 12th District Senator Brad Hawkins asked whether the governor's proposed law would be constitutional.
The measure does three things. First, it creates a gross misdemeanor for certain statements by elected officials or declared candidates. Officials and candidates are guilty of false statements about the election process or results, which do one of three things. One, they're intended to and actually do incite or produce lawless action, which causes injury or property damage. Two, they're made to undermine the election process or results, meaning false statements about the accuracy of voting systems, equipment, or procedures, about the conduct of elections officials and staff, or about the legitimacy of any votes cast in an election. And lastly, candidates or officials are guilty of the offense if they falsely claim entitlement to an elected office after legal challenges and certification.
Do politicians think they have the right to foment violence and degrade our democracy by knowingly lying about election results? No, they do not. But yet that's where we're at in American politics today. And it is our future if we don't act. This is not just our recent past, it is our future if we do not act. The horrific insurrection we witnessed at the US Capitol and the mob that broke through barriers here in the Capitol, they represent the here and now, and they are the harbingers or what will come forward if we do not act.
Just to clarify, based on your expertise, are you saying you believe this bill as constructed is constitutional?
There is no way to know what will happen when this is challenged in court, or assuming it's challenged in court, because this bill treads a lot of fresh territory in trying to evade all of the obstacles. But It's exceedingly carefully crafted. I think it has a real shot at surviving. I think the severability provision is very important because it takes a number of tacks, a number of definitions, some of which might survive, even if all of them don't.
Let's take a look now at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Tuesday was a great one. Boy, it's been nice. 2 days in a row now of sunshine when we went almost 3 weeks with that low cloud inversion. So the sun's been nice, but noticeably cooler out there today. You sure wouldn't know it by this beautiful shot looking down from the Wenatchee Heights at the Wenatchee Valley. But yeah, plenty of blue skies, some clouds moving through the sky today, but really no precipitation expected out of that. Unofficially, high temperature today, 33 degrees, and that's below where we should be at 37. So 39 was our high temperature yesterday officially. We were cooler than that today. Record high, though. How about that? Do you remember it? 2020, we were 57 degrees, our record high. This morning, we started off at 19, below where we should be at 26. Our record low, 10 below, and that was set back in 1996. Sunrise, 7:26, and the sunset is at 5:03. Taking a peek now at your Wednesday temperatures. You thought today was a little chillier. It's going to be even a little bit colder as we get into midweek tomorrow. A big push of northerly air coming our way. 28 in Moses Lake. 28 for Ephrata as well, 27 in Quincy. The Wenatchee area about 25 degrees tomorrow, and up Highway 97 pretty much in the low to mid 20s for high temperatures for your Wednesday. As we take a look at the surface loop tonight, partly cloudy or to mostly cloudy skies. Here's our weather driver continuing our high pressure. Patchy fog will develop at times tonight, so keep that in mind tomorrow if you have some if you have some late night travel. For Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies, and we just showed you those temperatures. Let's just call it cold with highs in the mid-20s. There will be a little bit of activity in the Cascades, so if you're traveling over Snoqualmie, you might run into a little snow on Wednesday. For Thursday, mostly cloudy skies, still a little bit chilly for this time of year, but the good news, warmer with high temperatures in the low 30s on Thursday. For your Friday, as we get into the end of the work week, that's where we'll see a nice warm-up. High pressure will grab some warmer southerly air and bring it into Washington State. We could also see about a 20% of rain mixed with snow as an area of low pressure slides through southern Canada. High temperatures for Friday in the upper 30s. And look at this weekend forecast for Saturday. Mostly sunny skies, warmer with high temperatures, upper 30s, low 40s, maybe even some middle 40s for Saturday. Sunday, still nice, but just a little bit cooler, partly cloudy skies. An area of low pressure is kind of squeezing our high pressure, and that'll allow some clouds to move in on Sunday, but still awfully nice out there. High temperatures in the upper 30s. And by the end of our forecast on Monday, once again, more storminess moving through into western Washington. A 20% chance of mainly rain for us because high temperatures Monday right around 40 degrees. Let's take a look now at that 7-day forecast. We're going to see a couple of really cold nights now. 17 overnight tonight. 25 with mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, 18 our low, and then the warm-up begins. By the time we get to Friday, 37, maybe a rain-snow mix in the afternoon Friday, but look at the temperatures Saturday through Monday. 41 Saturday, 38 on Sunday, maybe a rain shower or two Monday with a high temperature near 40 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it if you only had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties. Mary Maids, let us help.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5. High school sports is back, and NCWLIFE Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Rivercom 911, and Sangster Motors. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
14, they come back.
In a world afraid of technology, one man, one show will bring you the newest innovations that may just change your life. This summer, Ray McNeil and your Weekly Tech Update is your Weekly Tech Update with Ray McNeil.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellingson here from Live It Up. Join us every week as we answer your questions on health, wealth, and relationships.
We're all about you creating a life that you love, so tune in to Live It Up.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE Channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. Cashmere and Brewster are 2 of 10 recipients of grant money from the Seattle Mariners to help baseball and softball programs in their communities. $50,000 was donated by the Mariners this year to help develop programs throughout Washington and Oregon. Now, Cashmere and Brewster are 2 of 5 schools in eastern Washington receiving $5,000 in grant money. Cashmere Athletic Director Jeff Carlson says the money will go towards the purchase of baseballs, bats, tees, bases, as well as catchers' equipment and gloves to be shared by players who don't have their own gear. Brewster coach Todd Phillips says the grant money will help upgrade equipment such as baseballs, helmets, and protective screens for practices, as well as improve field maintenance. The Mariners Care Grant Program has donated $300,000 to help baseball and softball programs in the Northwest since its inception in 2017. Well, we have a few basketball scores to pass along from Monday on the Les Schwab scoreboard in boys play. Moses Lake Christian beat Bridgeport 61-43, and the East Valley of Yakima topped Ephrata 64-60. In girls action last night, Quincy topped Cascade 57-44. Moses Lake Christian beat Bridgeport 61-52, and East Valley of Yakima edged Ephrata 67-64. Now, coming up on the schedule for today, first of all, in girls action, Wenatchee is underway already hosting Eisenhower. Eastmont traveling to Davis, while Moses Lake hosts West Valley. Omax at Cascade, and Chelan hosts Ephrata. Coming up tonight at 6, it's Oroville at Manson. Pateros hosts Aniat. Lake Roosevelt visits Okanagan, and Liberty Bell hosts Tenasket. Cascade Christian and Soap Lake play later on tonight at 7:30. In boys basketball tonight, Wenatchee entertains Eisenhower at 6:15. Omax at Cascade at 7:15, while Chelan hosts Ephrata. The 7:30 games have Oroville at Manson and Pateros hosting Aniat. Also on the schedule tonight, Lake Roosevelt visits Okanagan at 7:30, while Liberty Bell takes on Tenasket. Eastmont's at Davis, and Moses Lake is hosting West Valley. Well, turning to the men's college basketball scoreboard from last night, Weber State topped Eastern Washington 90-84. Eagles had all 5 starters in double figures, led by the 21 points of Linton Ackles and 17 from Brian Bergerson. A little too little, though. Haley Van Lith and her 4th-ranked Louisville Cardinals have a game today in Miami. That's being televised on the ACC network. Seattle Kraken are playing Boston for the first time in franchise history today. The Bruins are 4th in the Atlantic Division of the NHL at 25-14-3. Seattle brings up the bottom of the Pacific Division at 14-26-4. They dropped the puck a little bit over an hour ago. You can watch it on Root Sports Northwest. The Wenatchee Wild have a makeup game tomorrow night at the Town Toyota Center against Cranbrook. Wenatchee's coming off a weekend sweep at the hands of Penticton, and interim voice of the Wild, Sean Ziers, says they found out just how good the V's can be.
I mean, when you're outshot 42-9 after 2 periods of play, I don't know if that's so much. And I know Chris had mentioned that in the post game on Thursday. He was not happy with the result of how the team played and how they came out. And rightfully so. I mean, when you're outshot that much after 2 play and you're still technically in the game, I mean, it says something about the character of the team, but they were just flat. And Penticton's got a full 3 lines that can score. and they're very quick. You don't want to get into an out shooting contest. Like, it's a shootout in a Western. You're going to probably lose if you're going to go match to match with them. And unfortunately, we just couldn't crack that. We looked better on Friday and Saturday, but wow, Penticton's good.
Yeah, they are. Wenatchee and Cranbrook drop the puck tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and Sears says the last time the Wild and Bucks met together, things got a little edgy.
Boy, they are pretty good for an expansion team. But the good thing about Wenatchee is that they've already played them. They already know the system that they play. And it's good to get a quality opponent and kind of size up with them a little bit. And I know that the tempers were flaring with Cranbrook as that series continued last week. Not last week, but the weekend we played them. So to see how this all shapes out, because I know that when you start playing teams 4, 5, 6 times in a short amount of time, players tend to get sick of each other. You know, it's kind of like going to a Thanksgiving dinner and just not having to be around anybody for a while. That's kind of like what this Wenatchee matchup is. And again, this is a matchup that, one, was not on the schedule. It had to be rescheduled. And I'd like to throw this little tidbit in. 11 games in February, 12 games in March.
Sorry for the connection problems there. Kids, look up Max Headroom. Here's an updated look at the BCHL's Interior Division standings. The Wild lost ground on Vernon with its 4-game losing streak and currently 8th place with a .435 winning percentage. Cranbrook 5th place with a win percentage of .571. Again, Wenatchee and Cranbrook play tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. You can watch the entire interview with Dan and Sean on our website at ncwlife.com. Just click on full episodes and watch Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Well, our next broadcast of sports here on the NCW Life channel will be this Saturday. We'll be at Eastmont High School, where the Wildcats host the Davis Pirates in a Big 9 doubleheader. Girls start things off at 5:45, followed by the boys at 6:30. Grant and I will have your play-by-play live on television, as well as our Facebook page. So be sure and tune in this Saturday. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check right back in with Eric Grandstrom, this time for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric?
Well, thank you, Grant. Be sure and tune in for a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Not only is it Hump Day, it's also Winning Wednesday. We've got a gift certificate to Chelan Valley Skincare to give away. We'll tell you more about their February package, their Lovers Package, coming up tomorrow. We'll also get a little bit more information about possible changes for Link Transit coming your way. And Wednesday is National Tater Tot Day. So maybe we'll have some tater tots here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, hope to see you then.
We'll be watching, Eric. Thank you. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCW Life channel.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life channel.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5.
High school sports is back, and NCW Life Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Rivercom 911, and Sangster Motors. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
14